Guys, Ms. Warren here. I just wanted to give y'all a quick review of classroom rules and procedures and give you a tour around my classroom. So the first thing that I'm going to show y'all are some expectations for your artwork. So even though you're in class in person, I still want you to turn in your work digitally. This minimizes the amount of time your work is touching others and is more sanitary. It also helps me see when you turned it in, and it lets you know that I actually have access to it. We can both see it at the same time. So it makes grading easier and it's more sanitary. Now, if you have problems with that, we'll talk about that one-on-one. But generally, I want everyone to submit their work digitally. Now, we're going to talk about briefly quality of work. So here we go. This is a poster in my classroom about quality of work. Let me see if I can tip this back a little bit and put you down. Okay, so the first thing I want to see is how is your behavior and effort? What I'd like to see is great effort and awesome use of time. See a little drawing example of what that generally looks like if you are trying your best and giving forth your best effort. So personal expression. So I want to see I wanted to see your work to be original and creative. You think about what I assign you, you think about how you can, different artworks that you can do to fit that assignment, and you really give it some thought and some energy. Craftsmanship. Now I want to see that it's very well made, and I want to see that it shows control of the media. Media is like crayons, markers, colored pencils, paint, that you can control what you're using. Now, the next thing I want to see is understanding of concepts, that you carefully planned it, you thought about the assignment, you thought about how I assigned it, and you carefully planned it, showing that you understood what I asked you to do. And there's some examples. There's a little bit of a glare on it. Let me see if I can lift that up. So you can see what the least amount of effort to the most amount of effort would look like in a portrait. Now, if we look up over here, this is to Ms. Brinker's room, but above that, we have the principles of design up at the top. We study that the second semester of Art 1. Here, and I'll get back to these in a second because you can't really read them from the computer screen, are posted the art room rules, the device policy, and the restroom policy. Over here, we have the hand sanitizer that you can use as you walk in the door. Here we have the general supply shelf. There's a pencil sharpener, paper, crayons, markers, colored pencils, regular pencils, and Sharpies. So if we go over here, walk over this way in the classroom, we have the white railing where I put any used materials at the end of the day, that's where you're, or the end of class, that's where you're going to put it, and I will sanitize it. The drying racks are also back there for when you put wet artwork. Be sure to put it where in the specified class period slot. There's also a sink back there where you can wash your hands, as well as paper towels. So down here, you can see the class period drawers. Inside the drawers, here we go, I'm gonna tip this down, is where we're gonna store our portfolios. You need to keep your work inside the portfolios. Yet again, keeps you organized and it minimizes contact of artwork to artwork. Let's see. In the classroom, there are 8 tables, and each table are numbered by a number above the table. Sometimes I will ask you to sit in a specific place, or I'll give you reminders like table 8, would you please get your artwork out? Or table 1, would you pass out the portfolios? Those would be examples. Over here, on my whiteboard, I have the help list. This is a list that you can sign up on if we're doing something more complex and y'all need a little assistance. Up here is the give me 5. These are the expectations when I'm speaking to the classroom. Eyes on speaker, that you're quiet, that you're listening, that you're still. Sometimes I ask that your hands be free of materials, but not very often. Normally I let you draw or take notes while I'm speaking. So we have some posters on art movements and art history. Here under the window, we have the elements of art, which is what we studied the first semester. And I'm trying to think if there's any other posters in the classroom. Oh, and over there above the area with the sink, there's some color wheels, which we look at during color theory. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to share my screen with y'all and go over those small posters that we couldn't really see. Also, here, if y'all want to see the other way, I know that those online hardly ever see. So this is my desk. It's a little bit messy. And on top of that box is where the computer sits, so you can see the classroom. Okay, so let me share my screen real quick so I can go over the expectations in class, little posters that I had sharing. Okay, so let me make this larger. Ooh, let me go back. Sorry, guys. Okay, so these are the art room rules or basic expectations. So you're going to listen to all staff directives the first time given. So if I ask you to do something, I expect you to comply. Or if there's a sub in here, or if Ms. Brinker from next door asks you to do something, you need to comply the first time given. Okay, hands, feet, and all objects to yourself. We're not supposed to be touching each other, especially with COVID going around. You're supposed to not be poking each other with rulers. You're supposed to keep your hands, feet, and all objects to yourself. Now, use the think model when speaking or posting, and I will talk about that in just a minute, what the think model specifically is. Do your best to help yourself and others be successful. This is like, if you're all done, don't bother your buddy who's not done yet. If you need help, ask for help. Those will be things to that would help you be successful in my class. Take care of the space and the supplies. So make sure that your area is clean at the end of class. Make sure that you're taking care of your materials. Make sure that you're keeping up with your artwork. Okay, so this is the think model. So are my words, whether it's online or offline, are they true? Are they helpful? Are they inspiring? Are they necessary? And are they kind? So if you're going to ask yourself, is this the right thing to say? Is it the appropriate things to say? Make sure that it's at least true, helpful, and kind. Oftentimes you need to ask yourself if it's necessary too. Is this something that needs to be said? And then inspiring is just yet again being helpful and encouraging to others. Okay, so device policy. In my class, cell phones, tablets, computers are all welcome, since I do reference Schoology a lot in here. So do use your device to research art, take photos of your own artwork, get on Schoology, and if I ask you to do something specific, you need to comply yet again. Okay, you should not be playing games, getting on social media, looking up inappropriate content, or have your device out when you're walking down the hallway. If I see any of the do nots, I'll give you a reminder generally. And if I've given you some reminders, I might take your device until the end of class because we don't need to be doing those things in here. Okay, restroom policy. First, you're going to get permission from me. Then you're going to go only during independent work. Normally, when I'm talking to the class, I want y'all to stay in there because it's important information. Take the pass with you. I actually currently don't have a restroom pass, but if I give you permission and you're back in 5 minutes, it should be fine. So that's the restroom policy, and that's it for my formal policies. Also, if we ever have a fire drill, we go out through the door here, through Miss Brinker's room, and there's an exit over to the right. So we go out her door to exit for fire drills. I'm trying to think if there's anything else important. If y'all think of anything else that y'all have questions about, feel free to message me in Schoology. That is the fastest way to get a hold of me. It is connected to my phone, my tablet, and my computer. And I look forward to seeing y'all in class. I'll talk to you later. Bye.